Hey Grizzlies, how are you today? It's Mrs. Smith and it's Friday. So happy first chapter Friday. Now I know that it is spring break. So you're probably not checking Google Classroom, but that's okay. I still wanted to make one of these anyway for you this week, and I'll probably make one next week. And it's okay if you're not getting on the computer because you are on break right now, but when you hop back on, hopefully you'll see two videos of two really great books that I want to share with you. This week I'm sharing with you the new book by Nic Stone. Nic Stone is who wrote Dear Martin. I know a lot of you have read that in our classroom. But this book is called Clean Getaway, and I absolutely loved this book, and I know that you're going to too. Here's what it says. For the life of him, William Scoob Lamar can't seem to stay out of trouble, and now the run-ins at school have led to a lockdown at home. So when Gma, Scoob's favorite person on earth, asks him to go on an impromptu road trip, he's in the RV faster than he can say freedom. When Gma's old maps and a strange pamphlet called the Traveler's Green Book at their side, the pair takes off on a journey down Gma's memory lane. But adventure quickly turns to uncertainty. Gma keeps changing the license plate, dodging Scoob's questions, and refusing to check Jad's voicemails. And the further they go, the more Scoob realizes that the world hasn't always been a welcoming place for kids like him, and things aren't always what they seem, Gma included. So this book was definitely an adventure story, which I really loved, and I was totally surprised by the ending. I did not see it coming at all, and I don't think you will be either. You'll sort of be like wondering the whole time, like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Right up until the very end. So I'm going to share with you the first chapter of this book, Clean Getaway. When we get back to school, this book will be in our classroom on our library bookshelves. And hopefully we'll be back soon and you'll be able to read it. So there are doodles in this book, some cartoons. It's not as fully, it's not a totally illustrated story like Diary of a Wimpy Kid is, but there's definitely pictures in here, which I know a lot of you love. So chapter 1 is called Quite a Ways to Go. And here's the picture. This is a poster of Alabama. It might sound silly, but to William Scoob Lamar, the Welcome to Alabama the Beautiful sign looks, well, beautiful. Not as beautiful as his best friend Shanice Lockwood in her yellow sundress, but beautiful enough to make Scoob tip his head back, close his eyes, and sigh into the breeze blowing through the open passenger side window of Gma's Winnebago. Exhale, Dad's lockdown. Inhale the sweet fragrance of freedom with smells like pine mixed with a little bit of truck exhaust. Y'all right over there, Scooby-Doob? Gma says from the driver's seat. She's propped up on a gingham-colored foam wedge that she uses to see over the steering wheel. Pale, polka-dotted little hands perfectly positioned at 10 and 2. She's only 4 feet 11 inches tall, Gma is. Hearing his full nickname makes Scoob cringe. Gma gave it to him when he was 5 years old and obsessed with an old cartoon he used to watch at her house about a dog who liked to solve mysteries. Gma thought it was just too adorable that he couldn't pronounce Scooby-Doo, and because Shanice was Grandma's neighbor, she picked up on the nickname and started using it at school. So it kind of stuck. Well, the Scoob part did, which is fine. Kind of cool even. Scooba-Doob, though? Gma, he says, you mind if we just stick to Scoob? The rest is a little babyish. No offense, he adds. Oh, none taken, Gma says. My apologies, Mr. Scoob. I mean, you can drop the Mr. too, Scoob goes on. This makes Gma laugh, which makes Scoob smile. He'd never tell anybody, but there's really no sound in the world he loves more than his grandmother's barking laughter. Dad's not a fan, says it grates on him because it's the one reminder of Grandma's past smoking days and potential future lung cancer. But it reminds Scoob of elementary school days playing cards she taught him that she wasn't playing card games she taught him that he wasn't supposed to know the rules for, like Texas Hold'em and blackjack. Even now, it blows Scoob's mind that a harsh, booming sound like that could come out of a person as little as Gma. I mean it though, she says. You feeling all right? I'm not driving too fast, am I? She kicks him a wrinkly wink. Sorry. Now Scoob's the one laughing. He looks up from the brand new road map she handed him once they were both settled and seatbelted. According to the speedometer, the brand new Winnebago he and G-Ma are in has a max speed of 120 miles per hour, but G-Ma has yet to push the needle to 60. Oh, definitely not too fast, G-Ma. Though I do wonder if there's a minimum speed limit law you're breaking. Oh, you hush, she says. Speaking of which, you never said if you liked my new sweet ride or not. That's what you kids call it these days, right? A sweet ride? She says it in a way that makes her sound like some swarmy used car salesman with oil-slicked hair. Scoob chuckles and shakes his head. Then he peeks over his shoulder into the back. Truthfully, when G-Ma popped out of the blue and asked if Scoob wanted to go on a little adventure, he was too geeked at the thought of a loophole in his punishment to give much thought to anything else, their destination included. Especially when she said he'd probably miss a couple days of school. Bonus! He finished item 3, empty the dishwasher on the to-do list Dad had left him for the kitchen whiteboard every day, and grabbed his suitcase. Then after scribbling Dad a quick note about being with G-Ma for the night, Scoob hightailed it out of the house as fast as his off-brand sneaker-clad feet would carry him. Even left his phone at home. Largely so Dad can't call him, but he won't tell G-Ma that. The suitcase had been sitting in Scoob's closet for a month. Dad promised Scoob a trip to St. Simon Island this year. Scoob's first choice was Universal Studios, but Dad said Scoob was too old for all that. He had been too young the previous year, but whatever. So Scoob packed up according to Dad's specifications 3 days before they were supposed to depart. Except they didn't go. Scoob got in big trouble at school, and voila, the trip canceled. Lockdown commenced. Spring break ruined before it could even begin. Scoob hadn't been able to bring himself to unpack the bag, so he hid it. Now he can see it sitting on the side of the dining booth in G-Ma's new sweet ride. Scoob was in such a rush to get out, it didn't fully click that he and G-Ma weren't in the Mini Cooper until she asked him to get out of his seat while the vehicle was in motion and grab a GPS from the fridge. That's a grandma protein shake, otherwise known as Ensure for her. Fridge, Scoob thought, light bulbs slowly illuminating. That's when he looked behind him for the first time and almost choked on the gum that shot down his throat when he gasped. Ain't he handsome? G-Ma said, smacking the dashboard twice. Brand spanking new, this fella. I've decided to call him Senior after your late grandfather. He and I had a Winnebago back in the day before your dad was born, and your G-Pop. She paused. Then, anyway, I ain't getting any younger. Sold my house and I bought this baby. You sold your house? Scoob said, stunned. Sure did. Fetched a pretty penny for it, too. God bless home equity and hipsters looking to revitalize or whatever the heck they're calling it. Wow. Was there anything else he could have said? She sold her house? Well, you gonna get me a GPS or not? Scoob gulped, removed his seatbelt, and made his way to the back. Dad would have breathed fire and shot smoke out of his ears if he had been around to see. As he opened the for real fridge with a separate freezer, G-Ma gave him a rundown of Senior's features. You see those lights over your head? Scoob looked up. Yeah? Those are LEDs, she said. Real state-of-the-art. There's also a microwave, a 2-burner cooktop, and 2 Ultra HD TVs where you can watch anything. Rated PG or lower, that is. Scoob rolled his eyes. Grandma pushed on. Bathrooms there to the left of the mini pantry. Got a flushing toilet and shower. And that dining booth you see there doubles as a bed. And speaking of beds, there's one in the rear for me and one for you right above the cab here. There's a window up there and everything, kiddo. Scoob could hear the proud smile in her voice, which made him smile too, despite the fact that she called him kiddo. As he grabbed a drink for Grandma and saw that the fridge was fully stocked, Scoob realized he'd never again play on the old tire swing in G-Ma's backyard or kick back on the old window seat in the attic with his favorite book. Then it hit him that this bizarre truck that contained everything a person needs to live, this thing was now G-Ma's house. That's creepy. G-Ma's fingers do a tap dance on the steering wheel, pulling him back into the present, and he takes a deep breath and lets his eyes continue to roam around the open space behind him. It's so weird to him that if he has to pee, all he's got to do is walk like 15 feet to the little bathroom. And it flushes? I mean, where does that stuff even go? It's not like they're connected to a sewer. And what about the dirty dish and shower water? G-Ma's house had one of those old school bathtubs with fancy metal feet, and Scoob secretly loved to get in with one or two of the lemon-sized balls that G-Ma would buy that would fizz up like Alka-Seltzer and turn the bath all kinds of wild colors. Plop, fizz, and the water would be blue and kind of shimmery. It was like taking a soak in a galaxy. The RV doesn't have a tub, so no more galaxy baths. His gaze catches on the kitchenette thingy as he faces forward, which just adds to the sudden sadness. He can't imagine G-Ma making her blue ribbon winning cast iron French toast. First pan toasted, then baked in the pan for a few minutes for extra crispiness on the outside, on that rinky-dink cooktop thingy. No more extra sweet Arnold Palmers on the front porch swing, and no more reading in front of the fire. In all honesty, the RV gives Scoob the willies, but of course he can't tell G-Ma that. Not when she's so excited about it. Well, she says, taking her baby blue eyes off the road to look at him. Second only to Shanice's honey brown ones, G-Ma's got the prettiest eyes Scoob's ever seen. What do you think, kiddo? Scoob traces the handle of the door and gulps down his true feelings. I think it's great, G-Ma, he says with forced enthusiasm. Whether or not she can tell he's lying, Scoob doesn't know. Well, good, she says. Settle on in. We've got quite a ways to go. So again, this is a great book. I love the relationship between Scoob and his G-Ma. Even though his G-Ma is not exactly who he thinks she is this little teeny tiny lady, but she's full of a lot of big surprises. So if you get a chance to read this book, I can't recommend it enough. You're absolutely going to love it. All right, I hope everybody is doing well and you are staying safe and healthy and you're making good choices and you are being good for your parents and you're taking care of each other and you're hanging in. I really miss you guys and I can't wait to be back in school. I really, really hope we'll be back in school soon so I can see you because I miss you. All right. I'll see you next week, guys. Love you. Miss you. Bye.